Hey everyone, just a quick update on what's happening. You may have noticed no vlog on the Wednesday this week. That's because I'm still recovering from my knee injury from HMB training. Have a look at the last vlog video to see what happened there. While I'm recovering, I'm doing a lot of upper body work, which is isolation exercises. Everyone knows how that works, so I haven't been bothered doing any videoing of that. Also, it takes so long hitting every one of those machines to make sure you get a full isolation workout. Once I start my recovery, I'll do some videos on recovering from my knee injury, but at the moment it's just on rest, so that's pretty boring. I wanted to also let you guys know that I've got a plan for a whole heap of videos coming up, and that is tips and tricks for people who want to do what we do. So we do a mixture of medieval shows, like St Ives Medieval Fair, and we've been a part of Abbey Medieval Fair for a while as well, and various other events, so private events, private gigs, that kind of thing. All of this is part of our income. That's how I make money while I'm going to university. It's how I've made money for the last 4 years. But as I'm transitioning into becoming a high school teacher, because that's where my passion lays, is in teaching students and getting more and more history education to students. Becoming a history teacher means that I probably won't have enough time to be running hands-on history full time. Well, I definitely won't be able to run hands-on history full time. So what I want to do is give a whole heap of people tips and tricks as to how they can do what we do. What we do is not hard. It's hard physical work, it's hard mental work, but it's not hard to do if you have a passion for history. And so what I want to do is a few videos on tips and tricks as to what kind of equipment you need, how to approach the curriculum, especially if you're in Australia, and what you can do to approach history in a way that is fun for students. And so those videos will be coming out soon. They're going to be lots and lots of little videos because I want to tailor it so that it can be somebody who wants to start a business like what we do. There are a few of us in Australia. You can do it the way you want or the way I suggest. This is just all about my experience and some of the research I've done, especially like Bloom's taxonomy and those kinds of things. That word is always hard to say. So this kind of information is going to be useful for people who want to do it themselves, possibly to start their own business. Like Nathan, I think, contacted me on Facebook, and some other guy, 3 guys in the US have contacted me about it as well on Instagram. So that video is going to be for people like them. But also I'm going to be giving some tips and tricks that can be used by teachers. It's stuff that I do that's very simple for teachers to do. It's very low cost, very low impact, but that's going to be especially for schools where they can't afford to get a company or a business like mine out. Most of us have minimums that are required for us to attend your school just because we have minimum costs associated with what we do. I charge $10 a head for students and my minimum is $40. Some of the other companies I know charge like $12 a head depending on what they're doing, some $15 a head, some just give you a flat fee. And the other ones that charge per head, I think their minimums are often 60. I don't know, that's their business, not mine. But that means that tiny schools often can't afford to have us out. So I want to give you some tips and tricks that teachers can also use that are low cost. They are evergreen, so you can use it over and over and over again. And it allows you to have the ability to do what we do without having to get a company in. Getting a company in is always going to be my preferred option, and even if and when I become a full-time teacher, I'm going to be getting companies in to help my school if I can through the school, depending on the school's budget, obviously. But there are a whole heap of things you can do as a teacher to give a similar opportunity to students, especially if you're at tiny schools. And I know some of my schools, some of my clients, when I transition to become a teacher, I may end up working for them, but they also may decide to no longer use my services or services like mine, which means that they need some tips and tricks in order to be able to do it themselves as well. So yeah, these videos will be coming out soon. I'm sorry about the fitness vlogs. I know a few of you follow them pretty closely. While my knee is recovering, the doctor has got me on full rest. And as you can see, I've got plenty of stuff to do here, but it's all about shrinking down our reenactment stuff because we need new costumes, we need new armor, we need new equipment because Bonnie's lost so much weight. I think I've lost about 15 kilos now, and like my breastplate doesn't fit anymore, my leg harness doesn't fit anymore, which is probably why I injured my knee. My arm harness is getting a bit tight on the biceps but loose everywhere else. Anyway, so we need new equipment, which means we're going to be selling a heap of our old equipment that no longer works for us. So keep an eye out on our Facebook page and our Instagram, and we'll be putting stuff up for sale. So it'll be costuming, armor, possibly some weapons, a whole heap of Japanese stuff, because we're probably going to be winding down our Japanese show. Schools just aren't booking it. There's only one school this year that booked it, and over the last 4 years, I think they're the only school that's booked it every year. So we're not going to be probably offering the Japanese show after this year. So some of that gear will be for sale as well. My old armor will be for sale as soon as I can replace my old armor. So yeah, just keep an eye out on what we're doing, and you'll be able to see whether or not some of that stuff wants for you. It's all going to be pretty cheap, because most of it's going to need a fair amount of tailoring to fit other people, because most of our gear is custom made for Fat Matt, who's over there somewhere. So yeah, it's a really good thing to have. It's a really positive thing to have, but it really sucks because it costs so much money to replace this gear. So yeah, I'm hoping also to do a video on putting a budget kit together, because while I'm still losing weight, I don't want to spend $10,000, $15,000 on armor. I can't afford to spend $10,000, $15,000 on armor, especially if I'm going to have to replace it again. So that's another video that we're hoping to do as well, is putting a budget kit together. It'll be mostly for Australians, because I'm going to use Australian suppliers. But for those people overseas, you can probably find suppliers in your country as well that offer the same products or similar products, so that you can see how to put a budget 15th century armor kit together. And I'll show you all the tricks and tips that I use to tweak it. So yeah, these are the videos coming out, guys. Thanks. I know this is annoying just to have a quick update, and I know this format is annoying of me just talking to my laptop, but that's all I can do at the moment, unfortunately, with my busted knee. Have a great day, guys. See ya.